I know we haven't recorded in a while. You're very excited. I understand.
I am too.
Welcome to Tablenauts. My name is Max.
I'm Doolin.
And today we are back with a review of Epochs, Course of Cultures by Ice Makes Games. This is on Kickstarter right now.
Woo!
But should you back it? We're here to answer that for you. Yes.
End of video.
Yeah. We'll see you next time. Oh, Draco.
Draco, you're right in the way, man.
They're trying to see the box. They're trying to see this.
Come over here.
This
Cat
game.
butthole.
What is Epochs Course of Cultures? This is the latest game by designer Jeffrey CCH and published by Ice Makes Games. This is a 2 to 4 player heavy civilization game with some light variable player powers, and we'll talk more about that in a moment.
Yep.
So why should you get it, Doolin?
Ooh, first things first. I got these vibes as soon as I finished the first time we played it and was like, okay. If it's like this the second time, then I'm comfortable saying this on camera. If you like Civilization, at least the video game version that I've played, which is the console version, which is like the dumbed down version, you would like this game. It's basically that, but shorter, because the Civilization games always last really, really long. But Epochs is basically Civ the game, but in a concise 2 to 3 hours.
Like Doolin said, it is a 2 to 3 hour game, so you are in this for the long haul, but it's not as heavy as it looks, and it moves pretty quickly.
Yeah.
We've played this several times at 3 player and 3 player only, so we have no experience at 2 and 4, but our first game we were pretty heads down in the rulebook, took a solid 3 hours, but after that, our games just took like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And
Not too bad.
It's going to be even shorter if you're playing with 2, longer if you're playing with 4, of course. The game consists of 3 epochs, and you're going to be playing 6 cards or taking 6 turns on each of those epochs.
Which is only 18 turns the entire game.
Yeah, 18 turns the entire game. Each turn you're going to either play an invention in your invention row and then take 1 action, or you're going to take 2 actions. And each epoch you must play 3 and only 3 inventions.
Yeah.
So everyone is going to be taking the same amount of actions, but it's how you utilize them that's going to make you different from someone else at the same table.
Yeah, I like this a lot because, again, comparing it to the video game, that reminds me so much of the development track, which makes players completely different by the end of the game, which we felt. By the end of our second game, which I love to bring up, like, I lost, but it was fun that we were pretty close, and Kenny had this vast civilization with tons and tons of cities, and I had no cities, but I had invented the internet.
Yeah, you were like the nomads creating the internet, and he's out here with just towers and cities and galore. And we should mention too, that all of our games were within single-digit point values.
Yeah, pretty close.
I think our first game, I lost by 1, came in second place, and then our second game, I lost by like 3 and came in second place. I mean, we were all right next to each other. I think this gameplay loop is just super fun. It's just a really good time. I know that saying something is fun is not descriptive, other than to say that I enjoyed my time with it for a variety of reasons that I can't really summarize for you. I just enjoyed it. The way that you are trying to figure out how to maximize your efficiency with the actions you take, what you need to do now, and also how you can plan for future turns, because throughout the course of Epoch 1, you're acquiring your Epoch 2 cards, so you already know what you're going to have available with you to play. So you're looking at how I can affect this epoch and prepare myself for the next epoch, and it's just a super good time. It's very crunchy. You're going to spend a lot of the quote-unquote downtime figuring out what you want to do, which is a positive in that there's not a lot of downtime. It can be Doolin's turn and then Kenny's turn, but I'm racking my brain 90% of the time that it's not my turn.
And on top of that, you're paying attention to what the person right before you is going to do, because if they play a card, you get some resources, which is like super nice.
Yeah, there's like a shared element when if I play internet, not only do I get 2 technology, but someone else does too, stuff like that. One thing that is just fun is how much the epochs ramp up.
Oh man.
Because it's hilarious
so funny.
that like Epoch 1 you're inventing the wheel for writing, and then Epoch 3 you're like
little soldiers with sticks. And
then you have jets and tanks and the internet and the stock exchange and social media and tourism, and it's very fun. It's like it's not taking itself too serious. It's not like camp or silly, but it's just so cool that you can have all these things happen. I mentioned to Doolin after our last game that I think it would be fun to have like a prelude pack almost included with this, where you can like skip Epoch 1, not to shorten the game, but to have more of Epoch like 3 and maybe an Epoch 4, just because it's like so interesting and diverse what it's going to bring up compared to the earlier rounds of the game. But I've just had a fantastic time with Epochs. It was one of those games, we'll admit it, that we were nervous to table. This is not our niche.
Because none of us asked for
it. Kyle was the one that was like, yes, I want that. And of course we were like, Ice makes games. They made Terrascape.
Of course.
We'll play it.
Yeah.
But this is... It's a big rule book. It's a little daunting, but like I mentioned earlier, it's really not as complex as it seems once you get into it and understand it. But we did not start off on the right foot, where we were like scared.
Yeah.
And then after our first game, even you were like, I kind of feel dumb. Like I don't really know what. But then after the second game, I think we all had a great time.
I think there's something to be said that we all went into it with like, I don't know, and then all three of us came away thinking this was great. And so I know that you have to take opinions with a grain of salt, but like the three of us, Kenny, Max, and I, have like different board game tastes. But the fact that we all three like this is a testament to the game.
And I think that everyone is surprised how much I enjoyed it. It's just not, if you look at this, you would not be like, that is a Max game.
I would look at that and
Terrascape, which I would show you, but my cat is sitting out right now. But yeah, Terrascape is a Max game. That's the reason we got Epochs, is because we had so much fun with Terrascape that when they reached out about Epochs, we couldn't really say no. Kyle wanted it. We were like, it's Ice Makes. We got to try it, which is another positive. It's Ice Makes, and they haven't let us down so far. I cannot speak for your experience, and these are the only two that I've played. That I think we will be playing Island Something Shiny and Inheritors and stuff like that. But as it stands, these are the only two Ice Makes games that we've played. Both really fantastic. And Jeffrey CCH has experience in the Civilization game genre. I've not played his other games, but I believe he's done 2 or if not 3 other Civ games. So I can't compare them at all, but at least you know that this guy like knows what he's doing in this genre. Now, why shouldn't you get it, Doolin?
Yeah, I'll just tag along with us talking about Ice Mix. If you are a fan, like we are, of Terrascape, it doesn't mean that you're not going to like this.
Yeah, we did.
But just know you shouldn't just back it because it's the creators of Terrascape.
Yeah.
If they put that on the Kickstarter, that's not a good tagline. I'll go ahead and say that. I hope that they don't. But it is great. It's just one of those things where if you're like, oh man, my family, like we love Terrascape, like let's get the next game by Ice Mix.
Completely different.
Don't do it. Don't do that. That's just my warning.
I think that's a fair warning. They are very different games in weight, in style, genre, everything about them is unique, really. Which is a kind of a testament to the designer and to the publisher that they're both fantastic while also being so wildly unique. But why you shouldn't get it, if you don't have a large table,
oh man,
it is a table hog. It is I'm sure we'll have some pictures up on the screen for you right now to kind of showcase that.
Hopefully.
But it is a lot. Obviously, if you're playing with less players, it'll be less a lot, but if you're playing with 4, it'll be more. The player boards in and of themselves are quite large.
Yeah.
Then you have the track for the military. Then you have the card section, the columns where they come out at. Then you have the actual boards, and you have all our cards we're building up. It's a lot. It's heavy and big, and if you're not down for taking up an entire dining room table for a night, don't play this.
Actually, you know what? A solve. If you have a small table, is to put the game out and then everybody buy those like TV dinner tables.
Sure.
And then everybody have one beside them. Because honestly, your player stuff is going to take up a lot of space. And I think that was our biggest problem with this table. Was it's
only a 3x5. And so with the stuff in between plus our player spaces, we were running out of real estate quite quickly. It's worth mentioning that we don't have any experience in the Civilization board game category. So if you have a whole shelf full of Civ board games, perhaps this doesn't offer enough to be worth it. And at the same hand, perhaps it does.
We don't know.
We just don't know.
Zero clue.
Do your own research. We can't say, but for us, this is a wildly unique game that we really enjoy and we're happy to have. But it may not be the right fit for you if you're already flush with Civ games.
Yeah, I'll tag that too and say maybe, we should have had this in the positives, but I just want to lean towards positive things. If looking at those seems intimidating because some of those big like civilization games that people love are like 6, 7, 8 hours long.
This isn't that.
This isn't that.
No.
And that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm as a fan of like, let's get in and out in 2 to 3 hours. Like, you know, that's
long,
huh? Meat for that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So final thoughts on Epochs Course of Cultures. For me personally, I like it. I recommend it. If this is at all interesting to you, I think that you should seek it out and try it, even if that's on TTS or however they're offering a demo of it, if they're offering a demo of it. If not, seek out some playthrough videos, see the gameplay loop, see if that seems fun, because for me, it absolutely is, and I really, really enjoy this one.
We're not getting paid for this.
No.
So...
We're not.
So the thing with this is that we did get the copy, but like we just like pushing their games. And... we're just big fans.
I mean, Terrascape, now that my cat has finally moved off of... That was probably not a great idea. That sounded
awful. I hope that the audio got that.
Yeah,
that
me
was
too.
That was a good noise.
We don't have the sticker on here yet, but this is my game of 2023. It's my game of the year. And there's a reason that I kept telling people how great it was. And it's not because I'm on their bankroll. It's just because... I friggin' loved it.
Can I admit something?
Yeah.
It's my game of the year.
Yeah.
It was Jash's game of the year.
It was Jash's as well.
I don't know about Kenny.
I doubt it's his game of the year, but I bet it's top 10, top 15, something like that.
Terrascape's incredible.
Yeah, we love it.
Just buy Terrascape.
Okay, well, this is a video about Epochs. You should buy Terrascape because it is fantastic, but... You should also consider this. It's on Kickstarter right now. We're big fans, and we're just happy to share it with you. That's why we're excited about it. We liked it. We want other people to like it. Kyle hasn't played it. I think Kyle's going to love this game.
Yeah.
I think he's actually backed it himself. So, you know, I'm just excited for more people to get their hands on it, and hopefully this at least gets you interested to check out the Kickstarter, see if it's something you want.
So once again, it's not anything like Terrascape, but the thumbnail will be Game of the Year sequel?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm just kidding.
We're getting better at our clickbait. As always, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let us know down in the comments below what you'd like to see next. Thanks for tuning in, or accidentally tuning in, to Tablenauts.